Does anybody find it weird that Drew Brees has not retired yet? Is anybody looking around going like, oh, I figured Drew Brees is going to wait till after the Super Bowl. And once the Super Bowl is over, then Drew Brees would come out and say, I'm going to retire, have his day in the media. But the Super Bowl was over a month ago. Like, I'm waiting and waiting and waiting. Like, oh, it seems like it's not going to happen. And then I saw a video recently of Drew Brees working out and looked like he was preparing for something. And he did not look like a guy who was getting ready to retire. I'm like, okay, we're waiting and waiting. And I am sure that Drew Brees wants to end things better in his career than they went last year, where he played most of 2020 hurt. The Saints do not appear to have another quarterback moving forward. And like, well, look, he's like, I'm better than Jameis Winston and Taysom Hill. You guys have no plan moving forward. Last year went badly. I was hurt a bunch last year. I think if more than likely Drew Brees is not going to retire. And until he does retire, we're like, oh, well, I don't think you should believe he's going to retire because we all thought he was going to, but it doesn't appear to be happening. I think Drew Brees instead is going to try to come back in 2021 next year and win a Super Bowl. I mean, he watched a guy in his own division, Tom Brady with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, go to the Super Bowl and win. He's like, I beat Tom Brady twice last year. Like, what? He's like, if he can do it, I want to try that too. I want to try to have a good finish on top. That's what Drew Brees, I think, is looking at. He's like, I was hurt last year. You got no other plan. I want to come back. And I remember in the playoffs when Drew Brees left the field after losing to Tom Brady in Tampa Bay. You know, Drew Brees had that. He was walking on the field, did like this look up. We're like he was looking one more time at the dome. He's like, what a great place. And then there's that video of him talking with his wife and Tom Brady. They're like hanging out in the field and Tom Brady's throwing the ball to Drew Brees' kids. And you're like, that feels like a storybook movie ending of a guy about to retire. So I think we all were like, oh, it looks like he's going to retire. But it looked like he was going to retire. He hasn't yet. And we're waiting and waiting and waiting. And again, he watched Tom Brady win another Super Bowl. He had time to think. I'm convinced now at this point, Drew Brees wants to try to win another one. He wants to end on top. He wants to give one more run where he's healthy all year and try to make it happen. I think Drew Brees is going to come back for one last final season. As a footballs fan, it's amazing. I'm happy saying that. Drew Brees and Tom Brady were my two favorite quarterbacks growing up. They were the most influential on me. I throw Peyton Manning in there. They're like the trifecta of wonderful playing quarterback. And the thought that we might get to see Tom Brady play Drew Brees 2 more times next year at minimum, because they have 2 divisional games, or I guess what are they, conference games? No, divisional, because they're in the same division. I would love that. Saints, Buccaneers, Tom Brady, Drew Brees 2 more times next year. I'd love that. And to watch Drew Brees make another run and be healthy, hopefully, all year next year, I think that'd be amazing. I hope that happens. And again, I will tell you this. Drew Brees hasn't retired yet. I can't figure out why. And the only explanation has got to be it's because he's not going to retire at all.